All right, we are ready to go. Happy Saturday. Good to see you all. We're going to do our grounding practice for one more Saturday morning. So your block will be useful kind of at the later part of class. At the back of your mat is maybe its best spot, but just having it nearby and ready to go. And we will get started in child's pose. So if you're listening to music, hit play on your playlist and then make your way into child's pose. Walk your palms forward, let your forehead rest, your hips soften, and everything really lower down to the ground. And as I mentioned, today's practice is meant to be a grounding flow, a grounding practice to really bring yourself back into those foundational spaces, those rerouting spaces that we then can build up from. This is a time of year where so much change can be present in the seasons, back to school, so many other ways that may feel specific to you. So let's use our time today to ground back down. And you can start right away here in child's pose. Feel everything soften to the mat, really connect to the foundation that is your mat. And that will be a theme throughout our practice, my friends, really noticing what's touching the ground and really leaning into that a little bit more. We find strength in grounding. This is one of our strength practices. So really invite in a sense of feeling strong, feeling safe, secure, especially in grounding poses, and let that those values be present throughout. Let's breathe together. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. Take a big inhale. Big open mouth exhale. Again, full inhale in, feel your belly fall. Big full exhale out, let it go. One more for good measure. Big breath in. Biggest breath out. Seal your lips, begin your Ujjayi Pranayama practice. Breathe in and out of your nose. And remember, breath is always a piece of our foundation. So allow breath to bring you back to your roots. Breath to help you feel grounded, less floaty, less like you're flying away, and more like you are really rooting into your space. And we'll start with a gentle side stretch to the right. Walk your palms off the right side of your mat. Let everything else soften back down. So really noticing where you can invite yourself back towards your mat, just noticing a gentle side bend, side body stretch on the left side. Stay for one more inhale. And one more exhale. And then crisscross your palms to the other side of your mat. Gentle side stretch over towards the left, getting deeper, gently deeper into your right rib cage. Hips soften, arms soften, head stays soft as well. Everything low to the ground. That's a theme throughout our practice today, staying low to the ground a little bit more than we normally would. And then slowly come back to center. Press your palms so you can bring yourself up into a kneeling position. So just walk your palms back to your knees. Lift on up, and we'll set intention right here. So hero's pose, bring your knees together. You can have a seat on your heels, or your heels can come out kind of towards your side body, but really feel rooted to your mat. From there, bring your thumbs to heart center. Reach through the crown of your head. Feel that length all the way from the root, all the way up beyond the crown of your head. And in today's spirit of grounding, returning to foundations, spaces that help us feel more secure, safer. What does that mean for you in terms of your intention? And really bring that into your practice this morning. And we'll send that intention out with unified breath. Exhale all the air from your lungs. Take a big breath in. Big open mouth exhale. Seal your lips, inhale through your nose. And through your nose, breathe out. Blink your eyes open. Your palms can soften to your thighs. Gentle side stretch to the right. Bring your left palm onto your right thigh. Tense your right fingers behind you. Inhale, feel length in your spine. Exhale, twist your chest open to the right. Be gentle. It's still early in our practice, not necessarily a deep twist, but just inviting that spinal twisting movement into your practice. And then we'll go to the other side. Come back forward, right hand to your left thigh, left fingers behind you. Breathe in, feel that length. Exhale, add the twist. Open gently to the left. Your shoulders stay down. You reach to the crown of your head, very, very rooted underneath your sit bones. And then gently back to center. Your palms can stay softened on your thighs. Little seated cat and cow. Inhale, seated cow pose. Arch your spine, look up to the ceiling. Exhale, seated cat pose. Round your spine, bring your chin onto your chest. 2 more like that. Inhale, seated cow. Really shrug your shoulders back and down. Exhale, seated cat. Really round your shoulders forward and in. 1 more time. Inhale, seated cow pose. Get a little bigger arch. Exhale, seated cat pose. Really exaggerate that rounding in your back. Inhale, back to a neutral spine. Reach through the crown of your head. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plant your palms at the top of your mat. Step your feet back. You've been kind of seated in this weird bent knee position than more than we normally do. So definitely move your legs, bend your knees, pedal your feet. As you position yourself up into your downward facing dog, that movement will feel nice to help you make this bigger, grander shape on your mat. And then as ready, come to stillness. And like everything else today, notice what's touching the ground. It's your palms and the balls of your feet. So really press into both as the foundation that helps you rise your tailbone up as the furthest point towards the ceiling on your body. Ignite your core. Not a ton of balancing today, but core stability important in every posture. Push your navel in, lengthen through your low back. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Step your feet forward, hip width distance. Grab for opposite elbow or forearm for traditional ragdoll. You can do all sorts of variations from there. So you decide what feels best in your first forward fold today. But again, notice the ground. Push towards the front of your feet to lift your hips up. From there, maybe your upper body kind of sways and rocks, maybe even vigorously. If you've got a grip in your arm, switch to the opposite side and or take a variation to some other version. Lovely choices, my friends. And then release your fingertips down, toe heel your feet together all the way to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, create some nice length in your spine. Exhale, forward fold, hinge back down to your mat. Inhale, mountain pose, root through your feet, lengthen, reach all the way up. Exhale, at a back bend, cactus your elbows, lift your chest. Inhale, mountain pose, reach high. Exhale, forward fold, lead with your chest as you lower down. Inhale, halfway lift, create a really long spine. Exhale, high to low plank, plant your palms, step back, bend your elbows right to your ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog, press into the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift through your hips. Pause to breathe in and pause to breathe out. Let's do it all again. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step, float, jump to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Feel your roots. Inhale, mountain pose, root through your feet to lengthen and rise. Exhale, back bend. Those rooted legs help you open your chest. Inhale, mountain pose, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold, lower down towards your mat. Beautiful, James. Inhale, halfway lift, reach your collarbones forward. Exhale, high to low plank, or you could vary that to something else if you want. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and stay for a breath out. Final Sun A. Inhale, look forward, really connect to your breath. Exhale, forward fold, feet to touch at the top. Inhale, halfway lift, push your weight into your toes. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, mountain pose, squeeze your legs together as you reach up. Exhale, back bend. Maybe it goes a little deeper each time. Inhale, mountain pose, reach high. Exhale, forward fold, hinge down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, or you can do whatever you want. Inhale, upward facing dog, nice choices. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips high, big breath in. And a full breath out. One more here. Connect to your inhale and your exhale. Now we do sun B slow. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step, float, jump to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, lift your chest, reach your arms up high, pause and breathe here in your chair. Keep your hips sinking a little lower, then tuck your tailbone under to lift your chest. Rooted from the mat, so really push into the pads of your feet. Squeeze your lower body together. Take a breath in. Exhale, airplane arms, sweep your fingertips behind you. And inhale, reaching crescent lunge. Take a big step back with your left foot. Keep your chest hinging forward. Reach your fingertips from the crown of your head and breathe. So feel those lunging legs underneath you. Really bend through your right knee, lengthen through your left leg. Lift your navel in to really engage your core as you hinge your chest forward. Breathe in. Exhale, airplane arms, sweep your fingertips behind you. Inhale, crescent lunge, lift your chest, reach your arms high, pause and breathe. Now you're in the basic crescent lunge shape, so really feel that setup in your body. Pivot your right hip crease a little back, lift through the back of your left thigh, and tuck your tailbone underneath. Take a breath in. Exhale, warrior two, pivot your left foot down at the back of your mat, open your chest to the side. Shrug your shoulders down. Keep your right knee pointing forward. Really root through the knife edge of your back foot to engage your back leg. Inhale, star pose, toes out, heels in, get big and open. Exhale, Skandasana to the back, thumbs to heart center. Bend your left knee, drop your left heel towards your seat. Fingertips could come down to the mat. Maybe one or both hands to heart center is an option as well. Once you are set up, take a peek at your left leg, ensure that your knee and your toes are pointing in the same direction. And then take a peek at your right leg and ensure that your right foot is flexed, toes pointing up to the ceiling. Now add a twist, left fingertips down, inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, roll out your wrist, bend at your elbow, move your right shoulder every which way it can go. Just feeling motion in the joints of your right arm, staying really low to your mat. Then back to your twist, right arm up, take a breath in. Exhale, runner's lunge to the top of your mat. Walk your fingertips forward, toe heel your right foot up and out. You could come down to your back knee, or you could keep your back knee lifted for a more active runner's lunge. When we flow, your back knee will likely stay up. But we hold this first one, so it might be a good chance to bring back knee down. You can bend and straighten through your front leg, find some motion in your hips, whatever feels good for you. Then back into your runner's lunge, press your palms down, lift your back knee up, tense your fingers a little bit, and then as you inhale, press your chest forward and up. Exhale, yogi squat. Toes out, heels in at the top of your mat. Drop your tailbone low, bring your thumbs to heart center. If you want, you could bring your block underneath your sit bones to be even more rooted, or just allow your sit bones to sink low to the mat. Keep your spine nice and long. Take some of the rounding out by pressing your chest forward and up to your thumbs. And then tense your fingertips on the mat. Inhale, gentle lift of your hips. Exhale, forward fold, toe heel your feet together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, reset your spine. Exhale, forward fold. We do the left side. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, lift your chest, reach high. Exhale, airplane arms, sweep your palms to the back. Inhale, reaching crescent lunge on the left. Kick your right foot to the back and plant it down. Keep your chest hinged forward and breathe. So reaching crescent lunge is a big, long diagonal line from your middle fingers all the way through your back heel. So push your chest forward, feel your core ignite, keep pressing into your left leg. Take a breath in. Exhale, airplane arms, sweep your palms to the back. Inhale, crescent lunge. All you do is lift your chest, reach to the sky, and breathe. In the basic shape, feel your lunging posture underneath you. Flex your right glute to engage your right leg. Push into your left heel, tuck your tailbone under. Big breath in. Exhale, warrior two, open your chest to the side, arms open wide. Feel really grounded in this powerful warrior pose. Both feet are flat on the mat, push into your left heel, ignite the strength of your back leg, open your torso to the side. Inhale, star, get big and open, rise up. Exhale, Skandasana to the back, thumbs to heart center, drop your right hip to your right heel, point your left toes up, and breathe. Again, maybe hands come to heart center on this side. I don't have the balance for that, so a block underneath my fingertips helps keep my chest lifted, so you could try that if you want, or just simply tense your fingers down. Again, ensure that your right leg and right toes are pointing in the same direction, and your left toes are flexed and pointing up. We'll add the twist to the front. Inhale, reach your left arm high. As you exhale, add that roll of your wrist, that bend of your elbow, that straightening or movement in your shoulder joint, whatever feels good for you. Then back to your twist, take a breath in. Exhale, runner's lunge to the top. Walk your palms forward to the inside of your left foot, and then back knee could come down. It's a little bit of a different way to get to runner's lunge. So the most important thing is to take a peek at your left knee and ensure that your left ankle is underneath it or in front of it to keep a wider angle in your knee bend. And then bring your right knee back up, tense your fingers, inhale, press your chest forward and up. Exhale, yogi squat, toes out, heels in. Drop your hips low, lift your chest high. As we hold these first two, these are the only two we're gonna hold. It might feel good to move here. Kind of press from one foot to the other. Keep your tailbone low, avoid that rounding in your spine. Roll your shoulders down your back, lift your chest up. Then fingertips down, inhale, gentle lift of your hips. Exhale, forward fold, feet together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank to end our sun bee flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here, my friends. Next up, we will flow breath to movement. And remember, today we are honoring the foundations. We are honoring the grounding. So feel everything from the ground up, even just a little bit more. Take a breath in. Through your nose, breathe out. Let's do it. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step, float, jump to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair, sit low, reach high. Exhale, airplane arms, sweep your fingertips to the back. Inhale, reaching crescent lunge on the right, keep your left foot back. Exhale, airplane arms, broaden your chest forward. Inhale, crescent lunge, lift your shoulders above your hips. Exhale, warrior two, arms open wide. Inhale, star, get big, get open. Exhale, Skandasana to the back. Drop your left hip to your left heel. Inhale, twist, reach your right arm up. Exhale, runner's lunge to the front. Walk your palms forward. Inhale, press your chest forward and up. Exhale, yogi squat, toes out, heels in. Inhale, gentle lift of your hips. Exhale, forward fold, feet to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, chair, press your weight into your heels. Exhale, airplane arms, feel your triceps lift. Inhale, reaching crescent lunge on the left. Exhale, airplane arms, sweep your palms higher than your hips. Inhale, crescent lunge, tuck your tailbone under. Exhale, warrior two, gaze over your left palm. Inhale, star, get powerful, open. Exhale, Skandasana to the back. Point your left toes up. Inhale, twist to the front, left arm high. Exhale, runner's lunge. Walk your palms forward. Inhale, push your chest forward and up. Exhale, yogi squat. Drop your tailbone low. Inhale, gentle lift of your hips. Exhale, toe heel your feet together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank or anything you want to do. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. One more like that. Connect your inhale, root into your breath, power to your exhale. Let's add on just a bit. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, chair, root into your heels. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. Thumbs to heart center. Bend your knees a lot. And then twist your left elbow over your right leg. Remember foundations here. Push into your feet. Squeeze your lower body together. Take a peek at your knees. Ensure that they're still aligned with each other. And then can you drop your hips a little lower? Broaden your collarbones to the side as you reach the crown of your head forward. Lovely, Julie. Remember, every inhale you get longer. Every exhale you twist deeper. Lovely, Gail. Gorgeous, all of you. You're here for 3. Back to chair pose in 2. And 1, back to chair pose. Inhale, lift your chest, reach up. Exhale, warrior 3 on the right. Kick your left heel to the back of the space. Keep it lifted. Hinge your chest forward. Create that big capital T shape with your body. Thumbs could come to heart center here if you prefer. Really lengthen through your right leg. Keep your low back engaged. Take one more breath in. Exhale, airplane pose. Reach your fingertips behind you. Now put a point in your toes and feel that different muscle engagement in your lifted leg. You're here for 3. Back to crescent lunge in 2. And 1, crescent lunge. Plant your left toes down, arms up high. Take a big breath in. Exhale, warrior 2, open to the side. Inhale, star pose, big, open. Exhale, goddess pose. Thumbs to heart center. Bend your knees, sink low in your hips. This goddess pose will hold, so it's a good chance to freestyle your movement here. Maybe add some twists, some hip wiggles, bend and straighten through your knees. Whatever would feel good in your body this morning. And then gently come back to center. Thumbs to heart center. Remember, notice the foundations. Push into the knife edges of your feet. Feel the back line of your legs light up. Guide your shoulders right above your hips. Crunch your abdominals in. We move on. Inhale, star, rise up. Exhale, Skandasana to the back. Drop your left hip to your left heel. Inhale, easy twist to the front. Exhale, runner's lunge. Walk your palms forward. Inhale, push your chest forward and up. Exhale, yogi squat, toes out, heels in. Inhale, gentle lift of your hips. Exhale, forward fold, feet to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Left side, inhale, chair, sit low, reach high. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. Thumbs to heart center, bend your knees a lot. And then twist your right arm over your left leg. It is the powerful foundation that you create in your lower body that allows you to twist your upper body. So notice what's underneath your feet. Actively squeeze your thighs together. Your inner thighs are engaged. And then as you sink your hips low, your glutes fire up so you can really lengthen your spine and twist open to the side. Powerful foundations allow you to move into more powerful spaces. You're here for 3. Back to chair pose in 2. And 1, chest forward, reach your arms high, breathe in. Exhale, warrior three on the left. Kick your right heel to the back. Keep your right toes flexed to the ground and create that big capital T shape with your body. Remember, thumbs to heart center is a great variation, especially to protect your lower back. Dial your right hip down to square them to the mat. Yes, fierce. One more breath in. Exhale, airplane pose. Point your right toes back. Reach your fingertips in the same direction. Keep your right foot lifted for 3. Crescent lunge in 2. And 1. Crescent lunge. Plant your right foot down. Take a big breath in. Exhale, warrior 2. Push your back foot down. Inhale, star. Rise up. Exhale, goddess. Tuck your tailbone as you lower. A few with breath. Inhale, star. Full breath to rise. Exhale, goddess. Full breath to lower. 2 more. Inhale, star. Press into your feet to lift up. Exhale, goddess. Push to the knife edges of your feet as you lower. Last one. Inhale, star. Exhale, goddess pose. Moving on. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, skandasana to the back of your mat. Inhale, twist to the front. Exhale, runner's lunge. Come back to that breath connection. Inhale, press your chest forward and up. Exhale, yogi squat. Drop it low. Inhale, gentle lift of your hips. Exhale, feet together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. You do you, my friends. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a humongous breath in. Humongouser breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step all the way through. Come down to a seat. Whew, nice job. Hope that felt good. We're going to come back. We're going to root. We're going to ground some more, twist a little, do a couple other things along the way. And grab a sip of water. And then we're going to do a little bit of belly up core. So as you're ready, come down to your back. Basic crunches to start. So feet hip width distance on your mat underneath your knees. Hands behind your head. Breathe in. Push your low back down. Exhale, lift your chest up away from the mat. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. So you go at your pace, my friends. Maybe you're listening to music and there's a beat that you can connect your movement to. But remember, exhales connect to the lift. Inhales connect to the lower. And just like all the other things we were doing, notice what's pressing to the mat. And in this, it's really your low back. Keep your low back pressed down the entire time to really ignite your core to do the movement. For 4, 3, add a pulse in 2, and 1. Tiny pulses, 1 inch up, 1 inch down, shoulder blades stay up off the mat. For 4, 3, legs up the wall in 2, back to crunches 1, legs up the wall. So lift your chest and lower it. Lift your chest and lower it. Your heels go right up to the ceiling. You can bend your knees if you'd like. Keep a flex in your toes towards your face. And then feel your low back repress down to the mat. Exhales help you lift. Exhales help you lift. For 4, 3, reverse crunches. 2, and 1. Reverse crunches. Bring your hands by your hips. I like to sneak my thumbs underneath my low back. Then exhales, lift your low back up. Inhales, lower it down. Exhales, lift your tailbone up. Inhales, lower it down. This can be much slower, my friends. That will be what challenges your muscles to do the movement rather than the momentum you can create in the rock forward and down. Exhales help you lift. Inhales lower you down. It's firing up your low back, firing up your low core. For 4, 3, bicycle twist in 2, and 1. Let's twist it out to the right, the left, the right, the left, or twist, center, opposite side, center. You decide your movement. You decide your choices of speed, all sorts of different ways to do bicycle twists. Your legs are straight, so maybe you keep the scissor kick. I sometimes like to plant my feet because I feel like that makes me challenge my oblique movement even more. Exhales help you twist. Exhales help you twist for 4, 3. Pulse it right in 2 and 1. Final pulses for 4. Left shoulder up for 3. Pulse it left in 2 and 1 to the left. Just 4, 3. Long body stretch in 2 and 1. Long body stretch. Arms go long, legs go long. Humongous inhale. Big open mouth exhale. Hug your knees into your chest. Couple rock side to side first. Really give your low back a little massage here. Just did a lot of work for you. And then as you're ready, grab behind your knees. Begin to rock forwards and backwards. Grab a sip of water along the way. Maybe you want to go through a high to low plank and hold your up dog. Whatever you choose, we'll meet in down dog. And then your block, you will definitely, maybe most likely, need it at the back of your mat from here on out. So if it positions somewhere else, set your block at the back, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. And remember, as you come back into your down dog, today we are honoring our foundations. Come back to your roots, come back to the places closest to your mat, the foundations of the practice, your breath, your intention, those things that we can then reconnect to build up from. Everybody breathe in. Through your nose, breathe out. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step between your hands. Inhale, warrior one this time. Push your left foot down at the back of your mat. Lift your chest, reach high, and breathe. Remember that warrior one is a very much, your both feet are flat to the mat. So that's why we're doing it. So really press your full left foot down at the back. Push into your right heel. Point your right toe straight forward. Find that lunging leg in your front knee and a little bit of a shift of your right hip back to help square your hips forward. That might create a sway in your back, so reconnect to your core strength and tuck your tailbone down. Take a breath in. Exhale, add a chest expansion grip behind you. Inhale, lift through your chest, draw your knuckles down. Exhale, humble warrior, lean forward, and then round your right shoulder to the inside of your right thigh. The crown of your head, let it hang really, really heavy here. Your chest expansion grip, if it feels okay and your mobility can really reach up towards the ceiling as you round your head down. That honestly doesn't feel great for me, so I keep my knuckles more near my low back, so that's fine as well. Remember, what's touching the mat? Can you press even more and honor even more of the foundations of this pose? Very, very nice. You're here for 3. Rise back up to warrior 1 and 2. And 1. Slow rise back up to warrior 1. Release your chest expansion. Fingertips to the sky. Take a breath in. Exhale, warrior 2. Widen your stance as you need. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten through your front leg as you reach your right arm up. And exhale, triangle pose. Push your hips back. Reach, reach, reach forward. Tuck your, or drop your right arm down as you lift your left arm high. Remember, in triangle, you're working to create angles from straight lines. So rather than rounding your spine down, push your spine long by bringing your chest forward straight from your hips. Open your torso from there, and then maybe your gaze lifts up all the way beyond your left middle finger. Beautiful focus, my friends. You're here for 3. Wide leg forward fold in 2. And 1. Wide leg forward fold. Point your toes to the side. Hinge from your hips. Let your fingertips soften beneath your shoulders. We'll do this again on the other side. So I invite you to keep your wide leg forward fold pretty foundational, pretty simple for this one. And just allow your chest to come in between your legs. Allow the crown of your head to soften down. A little bit of a bend in your knees is totally welcome, as is a push of your weight towards your toes to help lift your hips up a little higher. And then from here, we'll add a little half lift. Walk your fingertips forward underneath your shoulders. Feel a little length in your spine. Breathe in. Exhale, Skandasana to the back. One more time, drop your left hip to your left heel. And then from here, bring your fingertips behind you. Just gently come down to a seat. We'll do a revolve forehead to knee. So bring your left foot into your right thigh. Reach your right fingertips forward. Flip your palm and grab the arch of your right foot. Reach your left fingertips in the opposite direction. As you inhale, begin to reach up. As you exhale, reach forward, getting that deeper side body stretch in the left side. So a couple of things to notice here. You can bend your right knee as much as you need. Feel your sit bones stay glued to the mat and your chest really open to the side. So this is a side stretch rather than a forward fold. Inhales, feel length. Exhales, stretch a little bit deeper. And slowly rise back up. Tense your left fingers behind you, stargazer pose. Lift your hips up. Reach, reach, reach to the back. Just a little opposite motion in your body. And then from there, soften your sit bones back down. Come to face the front of your mat. Point your right foot forward. Bend your left knee up. And then set up a half hero's pose. Bring your left heel next to your left hip and bend your left knee forward. So the goal here is to have your sit bones flat on the mat. If with your foot back by your hip doesn't allow for that to happen, grab your block and bring your block under your right sit bone and your left heel under your left sit bone. From there, you keep your right toes flexed. And then if you'd like a little deeper stretch, we're going to fold forward in this half heroes. So crawl your fingertips forward as much or as little as you'd like to get that deeper stretch in your right hamstring. Feel that length on the back of your right leg. Can do this whether your sit bones are on your block and your foot or your sit bones are flat on the mat. Remember, inhales add length. Exhales, you fold a little bit more. Wherever you are, rewind, crawl your fingertips back towards your sides, lift your chest up, remove your block if it's there. Low lunge, walk your palms forward, bend your right knee. Inhale, halfway lift, feet to touch at the top, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold, hinge down. Inhale, mountain pose, root through your feet, rise up. Exhale, Samastitihi, thumbs to heart center. Tree pose, right side. So stand on your left foot, bend your right knee, and then you decide where your right foot wants to push on the inside of your left leg. It can go anywhere except your left knee joint. And then remember, start with foundations, thumbs to heart center. Really feel yourself rooted under your left leg. Your hip points face forward, more so than your knee going open totally to the side. Once you feel that strong foundation is set, if you'd like, you can add all sorts of flair. I'm like a reverse prayer grip in my tree pose, so that's what I'm going for, but you could add some branches, you could do a little bending tree. Maybe you want to play with your gaze. It kind of is trippy to look up, look to either side, try closing your eyes. It is from that root that we begin to play. And that's not to say that we don't bend, we don't wobble. Trees bend, trees wobble. But we start with the foundations, my friends. And then we add on from there. If you moved from the tree pose foundation, come back, bring your thumbs back to heart center, your gaze back forward. Point your right knee forward first, then step your right foot down, couple pedals, couple wiggles. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up. Exhale, add a back bend, open your chest, lift your gaze. Inhale, mountain pose, reach high. Exhale, forward fold, hinge down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, really long spine. Exhale, high to low plank. Beautiful flow today, my friends. Inhale, upward facing dog. Feel that open chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Everybody, big breath in. And everybody, big breath out. Let's do the last side. Inhale, kick your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step between your hands. Inhale, warrior one. Push your right foot down at a 45-degree angle. Bend your left knee, lift your chest, and breathe. So your back foot is pushing to the back left, right edge of your mat. That will really fire up your right glute. You'll feel your full back leg engaged. And then internally rotate your right thigh forward, and that will instinctively draw your left hip back. Now remember that sway in your low back. Can you remove some of that with an engagement in your core? Big breath in, arms to the sky. Exhale, add a chest expansion grip behind you. Inhale, lift through your chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Keep that strong foundation in your warrior one legs as you round your spine forward, then down. Push your knuckles together for an even deeper chest expansion. And then from there, you decide if your knuckles stay near you or you lift them up towards the sky or maybe even up overhead towards the front of your mat. Now reroute back down. Once you do that, push back into that knife edge of your right foot. Keep your left hip crease creeping back a little bit. Gorgeous. You're here for 3. Rise up to warrior one in 2. And 1, rise up to warrior one. Release your chest expansion. Extend your fingertips to the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, warrior 2. Open your chest to the side. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten through your left leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Your hips push back, reach forward, and then when you can't reach forward anymore, drop your left palm down. That reach forward and then drop will ensure that your spine and your side bodies are staying nice and long. So rather than reaching down, it's more about that hover in midair with your torso. From there, rotate your torso open, broaden through your chest, extend your gaze up, feel rooted again underneath what's touching the mat, both feet flat on the mat. Here for 3. Wide leg forward fold in 2. And 1. Beautiful postures, my friends. Wide leg forward fold. Point your toes to the side, hinge from your hips. If you want to go somewhere else this time, lots of options. If you want to stay with our theme of staying low to the ground, a prone frog might be a nice choice. Knees to the mat, forearms down. Another interesting way to think about grounding would be an inversion. If you've got a headstand or a forearm stand or something like that in your practice. Or wide leg forward fold is also a pretty awesome place to be. You won't make a wrong choice. You're doing yoga in your own home, so nobody's watching the choices that you make. So let it be authentic to you. From there, wherever you are, make your way back to wide leg forward fold. Feet to the mat, walk your palms under your shoulders for a little half lift. Breathe in. Exhale, 1 more Skandasana to the back, and then walk your palms behind you so you can bring your sit bones down and set up that revolve forehead to knee. Left toes point forward, your right foot to the inside of your left leg. Point your left toes at your foot, flip it to grab the inside arch of your foot. Reach your right arm in the opposite direction. Inhale, start to reach up. Exhale, start to reach over. You'll notice I have a pretty big bend in my left knee. That's totally fine. Whatever allows you to make that grip between your hand and your foot and to allow you to keep your chest open so that this is really about the stretch in your right rib cage as you reach up and over. Sit bones stay down. Your left heel stays down. Notice what's touching the mat that allows you to get deeper into this stretch. Breathe in. And breathe out. Slowly rise back up. Stargazers, tense your right fingers behind you. Lift your hips. Just simply reach back and over. Just a little opposite movement in your body. And then come back down to your sit bones. Face the front of your mat. Bring your right knee up. And then right knee forward, right foot back to set up that half hero's pose. Again, notice what's touching the ground. If your sit bones aren't quite on the ground, grab your block and bring it under your left butt cheek and your right heel under your right butt cheek. This is another one where you can put a little bend in your left leg. That's totally fine. And then this may already be enough sensation. To be honest, it's quite a bit of sensation for me, so I don't need to fold forward a lot. But if you want to fold forward, just start creeping your palms inch by inch, folding over your legs. Keep your left toes flexed. Remember, sit bones stay rooted. And then just enjoy that deeper sensation in the stretch. Our last sequence we did was very, very back bendy. So that is one of the reasons that we are folding forward in this posture, is to do a little bit of counter movement to all those very, very back bendy poses we did a few weeks ago. And wherever you are, rewind, lift your chest. From there, low lunge to the top, bend your left knee, lift off your right knee. Inhale, halfway lift, feet to touch, nice long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, come to stand one more time. Exhale, standing at attention pose. We have one tree pose left to do in our standing series, left side this time. So your right foot is your foundation. Bend your left knee open and find where on your right leg you want to push your left heel. Actively press your foot and your leg into each other. That's what helped me stabilize just now, is when I really strengthened up my right thigh. Thumbs to heart center, feel that foundation first, and then add your variations. Maybe it's the same as the other side. I'm going to go for the reverse prayer grip again, but you might try something new to you, something different from the first side. I don't know, tree pose is a good place to play around. Try new stuff. Even though you're on one foot, you're pretty firmly rooted in that foot. So it's an interesting place from a strong foundation to play with what different options from there might be. And then make your way back to the basic foundational tree, thumbs to heart, gaze forward, then point your left knee forward, step your left foot down. One more Sun A, inhale, mountain pose, reach high. Exhale, back bend, open your chest. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, hinge down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. One more time in your practice today. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon, right knee to wrist. Keep a flex in your foot. Point your left toes straight to the back of the room. And then you find your half pigeon variation you want to move into today. Sleepy pigeon, supine pigeon. You could keep your chest lifted. All sorts of options. About a minute on each side. So settle in for several breaths. So as we've been honoring our roots, we've been doing so through a bunch of poses that are traditionally connected to the root chakra. And those tend to be poses that are sit bones on the mat, or sit bones and tailbone close to the mat, or postures where both feet are flat on the mat. So all of those give energy balancing and energy connection to that root chakra, that Muladhara chakra space. And as we talked about in our chakra series, which I guess is actually a couple of years ago now, because I was still in Minneapolis when we talked about the root chakra. But the root chakra is a space of safety and security. And with safety and security also come vitality. So this sense of feeling alive from the very basic nature of being so. So just notice that energy as we come towards the end of our practice. As you're ready for the left side of half pigeon, begin that journey. Walk your palms back onto your mat. Come back through down dog with some counter stretches or extra postures on the way that you might enjoy. And then your time, your pace, set up the left side of half pigeon. Left knee to left wrist, flexed left toes, straight and pointy right leg and right toes, and then your variation. Settle into it just as much. So hopefully you're feeling that energy of vitality and this notion that the strength we get from returning to our roots. I sometimes think that it's easy to lean too much into the belief that strength is found in all the flair, especially in yoga, that the poses where we're balancing on one foot for a long time or with our like arm balances, things like that are where all of the strength lies. And there is certainly strength that we need to have and that we can discover in those poses. But sometimes the courageous thing to do, the really strong thing to do, is to come back to some basics and really take a courageous, honest look at our foundations and repair the things that we find. Some of the other bells and whistles are sometimes just a distraction from where the real work needs to be done. A final down dog awaits you if you want it, or we'll meet in a seat if you're at a different version of half pigeon. If you're coming back through a final down dog, those pedals, those wiggles. And then inhale, look beyond your hands. Exhale, step all the way through to a seat. Come all the way down to your back. You may want to have your block with you, so have it nearby. And as you lower to your back, we'll set up a bridge pose. And maybe it's time for a supported bridge pose, which is always my favorite version of bridge pose. So for any version, bring your feet hip width distance underneath your knees, your palms beside you. Inhale, bridge pose, lift your hips up away from the mat. As you exhale, if you want supported bridge, just slide your block underneath your low back at any height your block can make. It can make 3 different heights, so you decide. And then if you're not doing supported bridge, you are actively continuing to lift your hip points up. If you are in supported bridge, you're doing the opposite. You're allowing the block to support the lift of your hips. Supported bridges, your palms can come next to you. Active bridges, maybe you shimmy your shoulders together, add that chest expansion grip to the foundation on your mat. Stay for a few more breaths wherever you are. And then gently lower down to recline bound angle pose. Remove your block. Bring your feet together to touch, knees open wide. One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. You could do hands to your hip creases. Palms face up next to you. I think all 3 of those are good options, and all 3 are very different energetic expressions. So you decide where you're at today. And right now, just about everything is touching the mat. So really lean into that foundation to support you. And this might be it. This could be your ending spot today if you want it to be. If you want just a couple more postures in your practice, gently guide your knees together to touch. And then happy baby, hug your knees into your chest, grab for the soles of your feet or your shins or your thighs and draw your knees into your side bodies, flex your heels up to the ceiling. And then do what happy babies do, rock side to side, kick your legs, wiggle your hips. Your spine always does a lot of work in yoga, but today there was a fair amount of low back things happening. So let it be like a nice little massage on your spine. And then hug your knees back into your chest, supine twist, extend your left leg long, keep your right knee in. Use your left palm to guide your right knee across your body. Reach your right arm open next to you. Gentle twist here, my friends. We did a little twisting today, but not a ton. So just let this feel as gentle in your body as you can. If you feel comfortable in your space to close your eyes, do so. And again, that energy of vitality, can you really capture that in your presence right now? And then gently come back to center. Give your knee one more squeeze and switch out your legs. Opposite leg long, opposite knee in. Guide your left knee across your body. Reach your left arm open. Final supine twist, last moving posture in our practice. So let it be a gentle one. Again, maybe your vision goes inward or softens. And you can really feel enveloped with that sense of safety, security that this practice has opened up for you. And slowly, slowly come back to center. Squeeze both knees into your chest. Hug yourself into a tiny little ball. Take a big breath in. Open mouth exhale, corpse pose, Shavasana. Legs long, arms beside you, palms face up. Take up some space, my friends. Let out any fidgets and wiggles. We got plenty of time left for Shavasana, so settle in for a couple minutes and then I'll guide you out. Enjoy. Very, very gently begin to uh, re-notice your foundation. Feel tiny movements on your mat. Allow movement to grow, breath to become present and apparent again, and that energy to start to awaken. And then as you're ready, long body stretch, point your toes forward, reach your arms back, big breath in, big breath out. Hug your knees to your chest, roll to either side to a fetal pose. And then from that fetal pose, just gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Face the front of your space, sit up nice and tall. So once again, notice your roots. Press underneath your sit bones to your mat, reach to the crown of your head and bring your thumbs to heart center one more time. The same exact position we set intention about 55 minutes ago. So take an opportunity to just one more time show a little love to your roots. Feel that sense of grounding and take that with you into whatever you do from here. However, we continue to move forward and grow in our day-to-day life. Bring your thumbs to your third eye, the space between your eyebrows, where we honor the deeper journey. Yoga has always been about more than the poses. And we give some resonance and reverence to that in our practice every time. So grateful you're here. Bowing forward, we seal our practice. Peace.